All right, welcome to the Stock Market Update. Today is Wednesday, June 1st. May is over. It was a crazy month, so we'll take a look at what happened in May. We will take a look at earnings season. It's winding down, but we still have a lot going on. We had some mortgage reports. We'll take a look at this. Crude oil is marching higher. We'll take a look at how this impacts the market and much, much more. Plus, we'll show you the two trades that we looked at yesterday and the trade that we took and the one that got away and why it did. Anyhow, lots to talk about. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Markus Heitkoetter. This is my head coach, Markus, and together we have more than 47 years of trading experience. And every morning we sift through a mountain of news websites, newsletters, and reports. And then we take the most important news and go live right here on YouTube to share with you what you need to know as you go into your trading day. This is the first time here. I know it can be a little bit overwhelming, but don't worry. We have a special video just for you that I will link to in the description. And that's a great place to get started. Now, before we look at the markets here and my monitor flickering, going in and out, which is interesting. We are still live in Germany trading with our mastermind. And you went to the supermarket this morning. German supermarket. How was that?
It was interesting. I mean, similar in a sense to the U.S., but of course, some things on the package wasn't quite sure what it was, since I don't speak German. But I did think that the herbs, like they were all fresh, and it was cool. We had a lot of fun.
Less cereal, more herbs.
Yes, yes. And when we thought they could make sandwiches in the meat section, it was just meat. Well, okay. Yeah, so that wasn't working, but there was a great meat section. I wish I was barbecuing.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, let's take a look at what happened here in the markets yesterday. So, bring up the screen share. The S&P yesterday slightly lower, 0.63%.
Yeah, pulling back a little bit. I mean, gosh, we've had such a run the last couple of days. Last week in particular, being so strong. I think that this is normal after such a sustained move higher.
Well, plus we finished the month. This number, the 4,132, does this remind you of anything?
Well, let me help you. Back in February?
No, that's exactly where we started this month. Here we have a monthly chart. Look at this. I mean, compared to the beginning of the month, the S&P 500 added a quarter of a point. So it was literally right there. I mean, it was a wild May. We had a lot going on, right? Sure. I mean, we had Netflix reporting earnings. We had Walmart and Target. So we had a lot, and it is just finishing there. Looking at the NASDAQ, on the other hand, the NASDAQ finished slightly lower here. And but also not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, only down 2% for the month of May. And the Dow actually, same here. I mean, adding 12 points, which is nothing. So exactly at this level. Yeah, but when we look at the daily chart, last week, basically saved by the bell, more or less. Pulled higher last week.
Yeah, so finally a little momentum after this drop that we've seen over the last couple of months, and down day to end the month, but looking forward to June.
Yeah. So let's see. I mean, crude oil this morning still marching higher. And it was interesting. Before we started the show, I talked to our mastermind members already about it, because it's super interesting. I saw this article on Bloomberg where basically this article said that, let me zoom in a little bit, that Russia is making a killing this month. I mean, we have all these sanctions, right? And this is where they're supposed to hurt Russia. But with these higher energy prices, Russia is making more money than ever.
Wow.
So this will be interesting because we have an OPEC meeting coming up, right? So obviously, all of the Western nations are super interested in getting this oil prices down again from 116, hopefully to around 80, 85. And I also saw yesterday that Russia is selling its oil to China at a discount, because right now they say, we don't care if it's trading at 116. We're making money as soon as it is above 80. So we're selling it at $85 or $90 at a big discount to China. And China says, thanks, I'll take it.
Yeah, sanctions don't really work unless everybody plays along.
Right. So this is where we'll see what's happening there. And then, we had a few earnings coming out. And super interesting. So let's talk about Capri Holdings first.
Yeah, so this is the parent of the luxury brands Michael Kors, Versace, Jimmy Choo. Big move higher, actually pulling back a little bit from where it was. It was up almost 11% pre-market, but now up just over 5%. They reported better than expected quarterly earnings, and let's see, an adjusted $1.02 a share, which was 20 cents better than expected. They did manage to expand profit margins in the face of pandemic-related issues.
Right, and this is where we talk about the retailers, right? I mean, how are the retailers doing? And after the initial scare of Walmart and Target, I mean, last week, all the retailers reported better than expected earnings, and the outlook was also pretty good. Another one that reported earnings was Victoria's Secret, VSCO, the ticker, and they're also up right now 11% in pre-market trading.
Yeah, pre-market numbers actually improving. They were up about 7% and just getting better for them. They had a mixed quarter. They reported $1.11 per share, which was better than the 84 cents that was expected. Revenue was in line with expectations, but they said that current quarter earnings guidance fell below some forecasts.
Yeah. All right. And then finally, CRM. Everybody was looking for this. Another tech company, right? And after some tech companies missed earnings, here, huge jump for Salesforce, up 10.5% in pre-market trading.
Yeah, big move after such a tough year so far. They reported, they had a earnings beat by 4 cents with an adjusted quarterly profit of 98 cents a share. They also beat revenue forecasts, and here's the more important thing here, they raised its full year guidance with continued strong demand.
And that's what it's all about, right? That's what we want to hear. That's what traders, investors want to hear. Okay, how does the current inflation, the workforce shortage, how does this affect companies? And it seems that CRM and the others that have reported recently are saying, you know what, not too much. We're still doing good.
Yeah, and it's interesting too, Marcus, because Target and Walmart getting hammered, a couple weeks ago. And then we saw some of the lower, discount grocers like Dollar Tree. And so I was wondering, would Capri, a high-end luxury brand retailer, do well in spite of inflation, or would they be hurt? And it seems like we're still getting kind of mixed signals here. Some retailers just knocking it out of the park, doing okay, and some struggling. So I'd say it's a mixed bag so far.
Yeah, but then we also had some news yesterday about mortgages, and the mortgage demand falls to the lowest level since 2018, even as interest rates are going down. We'll take a look here in a minute at the 10-year yield, but that's quite interesting. So it seems that the housing market is softening a little bit after it was crazy. I mean, home prices, how much did they jump year over year? 20% or something like this?
Just huge. Yeah, I don't know the exact numbers, but I mean, it's expected with higher interest rates, but such a sharp pullback here.
Yeah, let's bring up interest rates. Let's take a quick look at this. Because interest rates also recently have been a little bit all over the place, right? I mean, at first moving lower with the overall market, now a little bit higher this morning, pulling back a little bit. So we'll see. Okay, let's talk about trades. Let's talk about trades because yesterday, Harley Davidson was back. I mean, we traded Harley Davidson at a level of 34 last week. Then we had this massive rally. So this is where Harley Davidson for us got called away on Friday, and yesterday it pulled back. So we saw another opportunity to sell the 32 puts expiring June 3rd, and we got 56% annualized.
Yeah, I like this one. I did not participate in the 34 put that you did. I mean, it worked out. It was a great trade. I was heading to Paris, didn't want to manage anything, so that was why I stood out. But this, with that pullback, new range, really liking the 32 level. I think that's a great trade.
All right. And then the other one that we were looking at yesterday was DFS, Discover Financial Services. And so this popped up, pretty interesting. And we looked at the fundamentals here. So this is where we saw, okay, nice low P ratio of 6.69, nice dividend of 2.11. Looking at the quarterly and especially at the annual results, I mean, they just had a great year last year. Increase in the profit margin. I mean, a very healthy profit margin of 46%. So we said, that might be something.
Exactly. And so when it popped up on the PowerX scanner, it was giving us some real nice numbers. We could have traded it as it was presented, but it looked like we were coming back and testing lows of the day and that there could be a little more meat on the bone, so to speak. So you put in an order. I was watching it, hoping for even a better opportunity, but it just kind of ran away.
Yeah, and we see that it's still there on the scanner, the strike price of 109, but we want to be closer to the lowest low indicator that we have here. That is at a 101.50. So we tried to sell the 102 put. And I mean, it was close. It was close. I wanted to get 40, and I think it was trading as high as 35. So
that was
pulled back a little bit. And so it's also important to just see, okay, what do we have here? We have NVIDIA, we have TPR. By the way, let's take a look at TPR pre-market. Okay, moving it a bit higher because also luxury goods here. Same as Capri, so this should be helped out a little bit. Let's see where this will open up. Then NVIDIA, that's another great one. Let's see if maybe we can roll that call. We got assigned at 195, sold some puts before, sold some calls, and that's the one that I'm in. You are in AMD, right?
Yes, yes.
So AMD, you were assigned at
104.
104, right? So you also sold calls against that?
Yeah, yesterday it was rallying and up near 104. I was looking at maybe rolling just because there was a lot of premium, but I didn't roll yesterday. I'll continue to look at a roll this week.
Right. And so we just released also yesterday, no, it was 2 days ago, a new version of the PowerX Optimizer. And now it is easy to add any symbol to the asset correlation tool. And this is where we want to see if you're considering a new symbol, is this highly correlated to assets that you already have in your portfolio? By assets, we mean stocks and ETFs that you might have. And this is where, as you can see, all pretty low correlation, below 0.6. We consider it above 0.7 to be high. So we're good here. But if we would add AMD, we'll see that AMD, obviously, very highly correlated here to NVIDIA. This is why you traded AMD, I traded NVIDIA, and don't trade both, because it's basically like taking a double position with a correlation of 0.81. That's fairly high.
Oh, that's real high in my book. So in fact, I think it was MU that popped up that I liked, but because of the correlation to AMD and in your case, NVIDIA, just too correlated.
Okay, let's take a look at the pre-market and see what's happening here this morning, because there were some good news out of Shanghai, basically saying that Shanghai eased some of the COVID restrictions.
Yeah, it looks like they're celebrating a little bit. After 25 million people, they completed their lockdown. It was a 2-month lockdown that originally was expected to last 9 days. So that could be good for LVS and just in general for the supply chain.
Yeah, I mean, overnight, not a whole lot going on. Yesterday, after the close, at first moving higher, then lower in the Asian session and European session, but then here in pre-market trading, moving higher. You mentioned LVS. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, look, up another 1.5%. So that's good. Let's see if at some point we can start selling calls against it again.
That's the plan.
Okay, all right. Fantastic. Well, we'll start looking here for opportunities in just a few minutes as the markets open. Again, if you enjoyed the stock market update, give us a like, because we like likes. Anyhow, so have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning for another stock market update. Tomorrow afternoon for us.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Still getting used to it. Okay, have a great rest of your day.
Happy trading, everybody.